what are we doing today? We're going to take a moment and we're going to go and use Desmos to graph. And what that's going to do is it's going to help us to speed up our calculations for tables so we can quickly do the math, but then understand how to do this stuff as well. The other thing that I want you to do is I want you to understand we're going to be studying, we're going to be creating table of points based on an equation or some shape that we've got. Now, the next thing that we're going to take a look at is new terminology for some new shapes that we're going to take a look at. It's called a quadratic, also known as a parabola. We're also going to understand what first differences and second differences are and how it relates to what we already know. Now, how do we know if we understand this stuff? You're going to be able to graph a relationship for a y equals equation. You're going to be able to create a table of points using the technology that we've got, and you should be able to do it by hand as well. Another thing that you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to find the vertex of a parabola. You're also going to be able to find the axis of symmetry for a parabola, and you're also going to be able to recognize from tables what is linear and what is quadratic using first and or second differences. So your warm-up is this. You're going to start with the equation y is equal to 3x plus 2, and you're going to create a table of values for me starting at x equals 2, and you're going to go up to, say, 5. -2 and go up to 5. Pause the video and try to calculate that on your own. Other than that, I'll show you the solution after you unpause the video. Now, first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to create our table. So we're going to have the following: x and y, and we're going to start at -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I'm going to stop at 2 to cut down on time, save us some practice. So now, normally what we would have done here is we would have taken whatever x was in this left side here, and we would literally plug it into this equation, y is equal to 3x plus 2. So for rough work, you would literally do on a separate sheet of paper, well, if I know that x is -2, I'm going to basically just substitute it in. 3, -2, plus 2, and you're going to get, well, 3 times -2 is -6 plus 2, which is -4. So now what we're going to do is we put in our chart -4. The next thing you're going to do, you do the same thing again for each one of these values, and you're going to get the following. And you get this. Now, let's say that I'm asking you to actually do this quickly using technology. How would you do that? If you're thinking Desmos, you've got it. First thing you need to realize is that you need to move the x-axis in such a way that you have all your x's. Remember, -1, -2, all those numbers across here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to insert a table of values. And we're going to use these table of values. We're going to change x1 to x and y1 to, well, take a look at our equation. Our equation was y is equal to 3x plus 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to change y1 to be what we want our x values to be. So, sorry, our y values to be. So we're going to write 3x plus 2. Now, we said that we were going to start from -2. So we're going to go -2, and then it plots our first point. Now you notice that it doesn't show up on your graph. So all you do is you move it down. Notice there's our first point. Now, to get the next point, we're going to go up by 1. So we're going to go down to the next line, and we're going to write -1, and it will calculate that for us. And if we hit enter, it will show the rest of the points that we were looking for. And as you can see, these points match what we were using before. Now, this is an important skill. So if you haven't done lesson 3.1 of this lesson, you're going to be in trouble. So go back and do that. So do the prep for Desmos, or practice for Desmos. And so this is our example using Desmos. Pause. So just remember, in order to create a table of values, we hit the plus sign and then hit table, and then we fill in the stuff to the right side of the y equals equation to find what we need. And on to the lesson.